What's up everyone, I'm Matt, welcome to my channel. Now for those of you that saw the last video I made, and if you haven't I'll put the links up there and down in the video description. It was basically me whinging for 15 minutes that I'd had nothing but bad luck. I'd literally had the worst week ever. Literally every single day something went wrong. But it's amazing how things can change and how fast. So in this video I'm going to tell you about the bit of good fortune I've had. So, if like me, you spend half your life making FPV videos and the other half watching FPV videos on YouTube, you've maybe heard of a guy called Squadding Quads. Got the little pin badge on my jumper here, just might give you a bit of a clue to what's happened. So, a few weeks ago, I was watching one of his videos. He was doing a review on a build that he'd done, the FlyFish 55, a little custom build that he'd made. It looked a real interesting quad. I've never flown 5.5 inch. I've got a few up there. I've got 5 inch, 3 inch, 7 inch. I've even just built a new 6 inch, but 5.5 inch, never flown. So, was quite interested in it. Anyway, at the end of the video, and the part 2 of the video he made, he announced that he was doing a giveaway on Raffle. And for those of you that don't know what Raffle is, it's a little website where it's basically what it sounds like. You go onto this website, you buy tickets, and at a certain point, anyone that's bought tickets, there's a draw, and if your ticket comes out, you've won the prize. Well, this prize was obviously, as you no doubt guessed, the quad that he was giving away. So it's just turned up. I've got the box here. So what we're going to do in this video, we're going to open it up, have a look at the quad, we'll go through some of the specs, have a look at some of the components, and then we're going to check it out for a fly and see what we think. So right, let's go. Right, so here we are. Bit of a nasty sized box, barely fits in the screen really. So first thing I want to show you is this, what I've been very kindly sent. Let me just camera focus, there you go. Nice little Squadding Quads pin badge, I like that. I'm going to put that on my bag. So right, let's try and get this open. Now apologies if I knock the camera and all that sort of stuff. This is bigger than something I usually handle.
That's what she said.
No, I'm not going to lie, that took me a lot longer to get into the box than I was hoping for. Well, nicely well packaged. So nicely packaged and well protected. We've got, obviously that's the frame, the FlyFish 55, the 04 version. And very kindly I've got all the spares and they're in there, loads of screws, some few mounts and everything. Nice set of stickers, because who doesn't love a good set of stickers? Battery pads, stuff like that. Very kindly been sent a set of props for him, because I don't actually have a set of 5.5 inch props. Well, not yet anyway. I've ordered some, but very kind of him to send them. I've got the box for the 04, which I will need to activate, and then we've got this bad boy here. Now look at that. That thing looks wicked. So yeah, that's the FlyFish 55 frame. Now I do have quite a few other FlyFish builds. I've got, where are we? I've got the Volador 2, which is my 5 inch quad, which is me basher. I've also got a 6 inch one, which I've just built actually. I haven't actually flown that yet. I've even got a little 4 inch one. Look how small that is compared to that. But anyway, yeah, let's go back to the main event. Look at that, the 04's even still got the camera lens protector on. Awesome. So yeah, quickly going through the specs there. We've got some really cool LEDs around the outside. We'll plug that in and have a look at that in a minute actually. We've got the FlyFish Flash 2506 1750 kV, so it should be an absolute ripper this. We've got obviously the dual antenna for the 04. Got the 04 area unit in the back. We've got a Diversity Maytech Express LRS receiver in the back there. And the stack in it, I believe it's the DYS. I'm not sure of the actual name of it. I'll find out and put it at the bottom of the screen there. But I believe that'll actually run 8S. So yeah, it looks a nice little quad that. Oh, I've even got a GPS on there actually. Rush FPV GPS. So yeah, it looks really nice that. Really like this frame actually, a proper true X frame. Most of the stuff that I fly is actually a squished X, but if you look at that there, you can see it's a nice true X. Yeah, so I just realised there in all my excitement I forgot to actually plug the LEDs in to show you, so I'll do that now. I'll have to put the camera down for a second. So that looks really, really cool. It's beeping there because I haven't got anything connected to it or like that, so it's probably got an RX loss or something. But yeah, so it looks well cool that. So I think what I'll do now, I'll get it all bound up to my controller, I'll activate the O4, and then we're going to take it for a rip really. Right, so just before we get back into the video, I just want to quickly give a shout out to my patrons or patron. So massive thanks to Tegriddy Frank. Your support means a lot, mate, it really does. It helps keep this channel going. If any of you want to join my Patreon, there's links down in the video description. For as little as £1 a month, you can help run this shit show. And depending on what tier you're in, I'll say your name in my video, maybe walk your dog. So, oh yeah, and also the channel now has memberships. So if you want to support the channel that way, you can. Anyway, back to it. Right, so here we are at the field. Looks like a nice day behind me, but as usual, it's been pissing down for about 3 days in a row. So I'm having to come out and sort of make the best of the weather I've got, really. A little bit windy, but, you know, not windy enough that we can't fly a quad. So, the 55. Now I've got a battery on. I'm going to be flying a China Hobby Line 1500 mAh 6S, obviously. What I'm going to do, really, is just take it up. First flight, literally first flight. I haven't flown this at all, other than a quick test over in the house to make sure that everything was all right. But yeah, all I'm going to do is plug it in and send it, really. Now, I've got a couple of little worries. Obviously, the Express LRS antenna on the back's not the best. It might get chopped up in the props. The GPS isn't held on the best, but like I said, I wanted to send it as it is, as I received it. So, right, so plug in the quad in.
Telemetry recovered.
Little Star Wars theme tune there. Right, quad's away. Now what I'm going to do, I've got the O4 set to 4K 60 frames a second, so I've got the internal stabilisation turned off, so we're going to have a bit of a mix here of unstabilised footage and some that I've run through gyroflow. So, right, I suppose all we've got to do now is get it going here. Right.
And descent. And descent.
Right, we had a little issue there where it said D-shot telemetry on the screen, so all I did was go into the menu and hit calibrate, and it seems to have come out all right. So, right, we'll try that again. I'm getting some really weird twitches. Yeah, I know I've been a little bit quiet there, but this is kind of not flying very well at all. Seem to be getting some weird like vibrations and oscillations. I mean, just cruising like this, it seems to be going absolutely spot on. But as soon as I start giving it any sort of fast twitch movement on the sticks, it's like a really weird. I know one thing, it's fast. Yeah, it feels like a combination between like a 5-inch and a 7-inch. You've got that, difficult to describe, but that like really sort of like stable footprint in the air, if that makes sense. And then the speed and agility of like a 5-inch, but yeah, it's not flying very well at all, this, to be fair. I mean, I'm not the best pilot in the world, don't get me wrong, but I don't know if you could hear that there, there's like a weird little motor twitch or glitch or something. I'm going to bring that in now and just have a look at the motors, see if the motors are hot or anything like that. Right, there we go. No, motors feel absolutely fine. There's no hot motors or anything. I wonder if it's maybe just a dodgy solder joint or something like that. Right, after further investigation, it's not the 04. There's a real horrible burning smell coming from this. I think what I'm going to have to do now, I'm going to take it home, give it a quick look around, just make sure everything's alright really. So, disappointing, that. Right, so we've got the top off the quad now. I've just been having a general look at the solder and stuff like that, and absolutely nothing wrong with it. That was my first concern really, whether there was a loose wire or something like that. Don't worry about that, I've just unplugged that so I can take the flight controller off. Yeah, the motor wires and all that seem to be soldered on absolutely fine. Capacitor is all soldered on nicely, and as is the XT60. But one thing I did notice now that I bring the capacitor up, and I'll pull it out from behind that standoff. Now I don't know whether you can see this very well here, but it does have a rather large dent in the side of it. But like I say, whether or not that could cause the issues I've been having is another thing. But yeah, other than that, can't find anything wrong with it. Right, so one thing I do want to make clear before we continue, I did not make this video with the intention of being negative. I just wanted to give you my out-of-the-box experience of what's happened when I got this quad. You know, there's no blame made on anyone. I've been in touch with Squadding Quads, extremely apologetic. You know, you can only, we sort of seem to have worked out that possibly this was damaged in transport, whether it's box has been dropped or anything like that. Again, not 100% sure whether that's even causing the issue. Now you may wonder why I've got the ESC with that in my hands is, my original plan when I entered this raffle was, well, the reason I kind of entered it really was this. It was a way of possibly winning an 04 air unit for cheap. I mean, what, I spent 10 quid on raffle tickets. So my original intention was just to dismantle this quad and use the parts for other things, mainly that. But now after making this video and the couple of little niggles that I've had, I kind of want to get this quad sort of back in the air and working properly. So what I've done, I've dismantled it and I'm going to rebuild it my way. Not saying there's anything wrong with how it came, but I'm going to rebuild it how I build things, you know, with ways how I like to make things. You know, everyone's different. You know, you could line 10 people's quads up and they'd all be different. So I'm going to do that. Make some nice 3D prints for it and stuff like that, but I think I'm going to do that in another video. So this video is already long enough and I don't want to bore you too much. So yeah, that's kind of where we are really. So again, massive thanks to Squadding Quads. I really appreciate the prize and all the backwards and forwards we've had talking about this issue. He's been absolutely brilliant, offered as much help and as much support as he can from wherever he lives. But yeah, so no, this is nothing, no slight at him whatsoever. All right, that's kind of it really. Like I say, I'm going to get this back together and we might do another video on the sort of version 2 of this quad. So if you do want to see that, make sure you are subscribed. There's links down in the video description to my Patreon and stuff like that if you want to support the channel. We're also offering channel memberships now if I haven't mentioned it. So there we go, that's kind of the end of the video. Thanks for watching. Like I say, if you did enjoy it, please think about giving it a thumbs up and subscribing. And we'll see you in the next one.